Views from the Chair podcast live again. Flock back in the building.
What's up, y'all?
Oh man, hell of a week. How was y'all weekends, man?
Welcome back, Jake.
Appreciate
It's great to have you, man. Every time we have you on here, it's like the highlight of my month when you get on here. It's like it just revs me up. Like it gets me recharged. I got a call from a friend yesterday, and he said 2 weeks ago, me and John's podcast made him sad because I was going on a rant, and it sounded like I just didn't want to do it anymore. And I thought he missed the context of it, but I told him I was going to come in here a lot more chipper and happy to be here.
What episode was that?
It was when we was talking about the political division shit, and we was talking about the Oliver Anthony, and like he missed the point of it, saying like it's stupid to argue, but like I think that's it's not stupid to argue or debate in general. It's just stupid and argue to argue and debate everything from a specific side. Like everything doesn't have to be aligned with your political ideology for every fucking thing. It just doesn't. Yeah. It's just stupid to create division for the sense of conversation. I'm not for it. I'd much rather get on here and talk about my fucking weekend recap, which was nice. I've been isolating because I was feeling not too hot the last couple of days, 7 or 8 days, because I was sick. So, you know.
This is crazy.
So it was unfortunate because I was like, it was nice because I had to sit the fuck down for the first time in a while. So I sat down this weekend. And then it was a double nice because my basketball league started up again this weekend. I missed it because obviously I didn't want to get anybody else sick. And we had a pretty dominant team last year and they lost by like 8. So, I mean, that pretty much goes to show you what I'm worth to the team. You know, I'm a plus 10, 12. You know, what is that, a PRE? Probably like a PRE 28, something like that. So that was nice. I isolated my sickness for like 5 days. And then I went and spent like 2 days at my girl's house because she was sick as well. And I keep going back and forth. I love living in the city, but having a house is also nice because then you can just you sit on your deck, you could grill, you got a little backyard. There's just so much stuff to do. It's just so much stuff to do, you know. But yeah, you guys can talk about your weekends first.
Yeah, my weekend was very chill, relaxing. Got a chance to tune in, watch Colorado, Nebraska, man. Coach Prime does it again. Maybe we'll get into that later. Maybe we won't, but that was cool to see. Sunday, I ain't really get into too much. Sunday was actually the first Sunday since probably before summer that I had nothing to do. And it felt crazy, but great at the same time. So I felt like I needed that. But yeah, man, I had a boring, great weekend. This is 30 talking right here.
Hey, John, are you taking a paternity leave on the pod? Somebody just asked me this. Jake, I might need you to co-host for 2 weeks.
All right, sounds good.
It shouldn't be a 2-week thing. Probably depending on whenever.
Maybe a 1 week. Who knows?
When is it?
Who knows? And it could be any day now.
It's got
right there. We're right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he still hasn't picked the God Dad either. So there's a lot of things coming down to the wire.
Yeah. I told Dill last episode it might not, just fuck it. Why? Fuck it. He's just gonna have a bunch of uncles.
That's a person avoiding confrontation.
It's not. It's fuck it.
Or commitment.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
We don't know.
Who knows?
You know, whatever's meant to be, I think God will deliver it.
We ain't gonna run down last episode, but yeah, it was hilarious. Everybody that didn't listen, go listen. Hilarious episode, great episode. We've been giving y'all bangers on the low, man. I don't know if y'all sleeping.
A lot of giggles.
I feel like it was, but yeah, it's about 3 straight crazy joints, man. We've been delivering for y'all people, man.
Yeah,
shout out to everybody that's still listening.
I'm taking it easy the next couple of days, so I'm meaning to clip some of those up. Jake, you want to do a weekend recap / 3-week recap?
Yeah, it was good. This weekend Greensboro has, this last weekend Greensboro has what's called the NC Folk Fest, and they host this music festival all downtown. They block off the whole downtown, probably maybe 10 blocks by 10 blocks, and they set up stages and they've got like all around the clock for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just concerts going. And so that was pretty fun. I sent Dylan a clip of one of them. It was like basically Jay Electronica rapping over a banjo, and I told him that it was his worst nightmare because it sounded like the most backpacker, like as backpack as it can be on top of a banjo. And I was like, I hated it, right?
Well, you was there?
Yeah.
Damn.
So it was cool. Hung out with some new friends, and my insecurity levels were like on maximum. So I got to do some good self-therapy there. But it was a ball. Did you have
that cool haircut there? Or
I still won't get over whoever said you look like a Jeep mechanic. That shit cracked me up.
You said I look like a what?
A Jeep mechanic?
I don't remember that.
You sent it to me.
Okay. Well, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny enough. That's funny. I just
that.
don't know how you would have insecurity with that smooth looking haircut.
How does the new friend hangout at 30 plus go?
It's cool. We all got kids, so the kids like hang out, and then it's good. They have a good time. So I don't know. It's like regular.
Okay.
Jake, you don't seem like you're this kind of guy, but do you feel like a lot of people identify as a parent instead of like just a person?
For sure. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say it. I think moms do first because they got more of the parent load, to be honest. So I think that happens there.
Debatable. I mean, if we didn't carry a heavy parent load, there wouldn't be kids.
Well, at the beginning of life, it's definitely different for the woman than it is for the man.
Gotta hand the parent load off.
This is crazy.
Oh, never mind. I thought it was gonna nope. All right. Anyway. Oh, fuck. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, boys. Fuck.
Just here.
Yeah, anyway, good to hear. What do you guys want to talk about first?
Oh, man. Shit. Oh, no. There's been some shit going on. We don't have to start bad.
But no, you got it, John.
No, the NFL's back. Nothing crazy. That's what I did do Sunday. Watch NFL football, man. NFL coming back is always a bittersweet moment. It's like the beginning of you got your fantasy shit. You got your shit you talk about with the fellas. But it's also just a remembrance that school is back. Traffic's about to be crazy. You have to keep up with your fantasy team now, especially when you put money in the league. So I associate football coming back with the busy time of the year, but nonetheless, it was a good Sunday, man.
Yeah, I watched the most football I've watched this weekend ever because I watched college football on Saturday as well. So it was all nice. Jake, welcome to the Real Life Football League, man.
I'm killing.
Did you win?
No.
Did either of you win? Oh, John, you won with 80 points. What a fucking record show there.
80 points.
80 points. Oh, Jake, you got fucking smoked, huh, buddy?
I haven't checked it since mid-Sunday.
I got my win. I was scared when Aaron Rodgers went out because I got Wilson, and I was like, hopefully Zach can get him a fucking touchdown.
Yeah, Jake got 68 points. I was down like 15 yesterday when that game came on last night, and then Breece Hall got me 15, and fucking Allen didn't do shit for her, so dominant performance by me. Yeah, football's dope. I'm glad it's back. Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. I don't know, like, if there's any way to avoid that shit. John, you would know better. I see people talking about turf in comparison to grass, and then, like, I saw a lot of people saying, like, oh, maybe he should stop doing drugs during the summer and work on his conditioning, and they're like, just shut the fuck up.
Nah, I mean, the only thing with the grass turf shit is grass has more give than turf. And that's why it's like easier to do it on the basketball court because you are just on a flat, hard surface. Whereas though when you're in grass, you could dig in the grass. You can't dig into a court. so it's more likely to happen in a basketball court. But yeah, man, just watching it and then even seeing the movement in his calf muscle, I could literally feel it happening again. Like I'm like, I know exactly how that feels. That's the craziest shit. Even when J.K. Dobbins did it for the Ravens, I'm just like, damn. Like I can relate to everybody from now on that ruptures their Achilles because I. And then it's also shitty because you like this motherfucker about to be up, not moving for like at least a month and a half, and it's just a shitty situation, painful as fuck after surgery. And the crazy shit is, you see him walking, shit look regular, like okay, you good, but this shit, yeah, it was a shitty situation. I was definitely hoping that it was just like a calf strain, but
Do you think that the reason it happened, the main reason it happened, just like the position that happened to catch his leg in, where he was like going back, but also kind of pressing forward, with his leg extended, and the other guy was pressing out.
The about that shit is, yeah, maybe turf had a little something to do with it, but it's literally the strongest tendon in your body, so it ain't the easiest shit to pop. It's literally a freak accident. It's no diagnosis. It's no pre-telling thing that's about to happen. It's like a freak accident. Like it's just like with my situation, I jumped in the air, pop. There was no hint that this is about to happen. I'm sure he's not running around like, oh, if I go down, I'm gonna tear it. No, it just this is how it happened. I'm playing my foot. It's something that happened. He probably did 15 times in his career, got hit like that, had his leg down like that, but yeah, it was just a shitty situation. I know that shit just sucks. Every time it sucks. Shit's fucked up.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
Rodgers.
Yeah. I've always been scared of tearing my Achilles. I used to get those cortisol injections because my Achilles are so tight and they hurt all the time. That I'm afraid of that. It seems like it hurts.
Wild shit. My Achilles never hurt. And because once you get a crazy injury, you do all the research. So I'm researching like, okay, what do I do? Stretches, why does it happen? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm seeing people saying, oh, my Achilles aches when I run. My Achilles aches throughout the day. I've never my body, I don't even like feel my shit. Like I don't feel like it's no pain, no nothing. And it's just crazy to like you ever had pain in your Achilles, dude?
No, never. Well,
Yeah.
no. Remember I hit you like 2 years ago or like last year? And I don't know what I did, but I was running at the time and it just was like swollen up and that shit hurt for like 5 days. And then yeah, it ended up going back down, but that was the only time. That shit sucked though.
I always thought like if I got hurt playing basketball, it would be a knee or a broken ankle or some shit just coming down wrong. I never thought like my Achilles is gonna pop. So when it's like that kind of freak accident, you just like fuck, and it's no way you know that shit coming. Shit is crazy. Feel bad for A-Rod, man. First game, I think 4 plays, first drive, new city. They saying his career may be over, but I feel like modern technology, if he wants to, he could probably play next season. Will he? I don't know if he'll think it's worth it.
I was wondering that too because he's already like 40. Yeah, like he's already there. It's like you might as well throw on the towel. Unless I'm sure there's like that Alex Smith factor of it now where it's like I kind of want to come back and show him I could still do it.
I will say I'm almost a year, but I'm running full speed. I was doing this probably like maybe 7 months after I could run full speed, but now it's like full speed. I still stretch it in the morning, but it's not like mandatory. I got to. It's just like a precautionary thing. Even though they say after you get it done, your shit's stronger, and it's like a even smaller percent chance that this shit happen again, especially to the same Achilles. But yeah, man, I doubt he'll hear. But man, A-Rod, stay off your feet, man. Don't try to get back too early, man. It's a slow grind, but you'll be fine on the other side.
I doubt he'll hear it. It's funny.
You'll see it in the shorts.
He might hear our pod.
The funny thing is he's probably already YouTubing every fucking thing. My motivation when I tore my shit, I'm looking at all the Kobe videos, all the KD videos. I'm like, all right, well, they went through it. They're okay. Both of them came back and hooped. Maybe not at the highest level for Kobe, but Durant sure did come back and was still cooking. So Yeah, man. I mean, he'll find inspiration somewhere as long as he know this shit ain't a death sentence.
Did you guys see that tweet of his season highlights?
Yeah.
No, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
2 snaps.
Speaking of that, 9/11 was yesterday, right?
Mm.
Damn.
Yeah, 9/11 was yesterday, and I don't we don't have to really talk about it or not. But can you fucking losers that have to post the 9/11 conspiracy theories on 9/11 every year just give it a fucking call it quits? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your little Instagram story where, oh, the fuel wasn't hot enough to firefighters on the ground, the bombs. Does it have to be today, dog? Like, nobody gives a fuck what you say about 9/11 on 9/11, you fucking nerds. Like, nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. If it was, like, I don't know.
People coming.
So you love shit like that.
Keep coming. Keep the conspiracy theories coming. R.I.P. to everybody, though.
Well, that's why I think it's trash. Like, yo, you could do that shit all throughout the rest of the year. But it's this one John where they're not, like, honoring that. It's not like, fuck yeah, like, we got the terrorists a little while after. It's like, holy shit, a lot of people died this day. That shit was a travesty. Like, it really sucks how many people fucking died. Like, the part of the conspiracy thing is, like, nobody's arguing is, did people die? It's not like when fucking Kanye is saying the Holocaust wasn't real. You know, like, people are acknowledging that all these people died, and they're still going fucking conspiracy time on, like, don't wait for motherfuckers' death date to fucking do that shit. That shit is weird. Have some class.
I get that, but I also get when there is a big tragedy, it's going to be conspiracy attached to it. Is it
nice
thing?
I mean, there's going to be conspiracy attached to that. I've got a friend that doesn't believe in dinosaurs, you know? So, like, it's like, there's going to be conspiracy to everything.
Look at Fox face.
I mean, I've never seen a dinosaur, so I don't know.
Where you land on that fly?
I just don't understand how, like, somebody can believe in Jesus but use the same fucking argument against dinosaurs.
How you feel about dinosaurs, fly?
I just know how you feel about them.
So you don't believe in dinosaurs, John? I forget.
Nah.
Was that you?
Nah, I think they real. I did bring up the one time the bull was on Joe Rogan's show talking about how there was no dinosaurs. But somebody else came and ripped them like, what the fuck do you think we get these big ass bones from? But nah, I think they was real. But
okay. I guess I confused it. I thought that was a while back. That was probably 2 years ago.
My other mans don't believe in dinosaurs. I feel like John might have thought that, might have said that before as well.
But I always listen to somebody like, all right, somebody said the earth flat. I'm gonna listen to the video. That don't necessarily mean I think the earth flat. Like,
you might just be like, oh, there's some good points.
Yeah.
Okay.
See what they got to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the 9/11 conspiracy theories are funny. I mean, obviously, you got to get us in the war, right? We had to go over there and pretend like there was weapons of mass destruction and all that when there wasn't, which is kind of crazy looking back. We just went over there and made that whole shit up just to get oil. Yeah. But yeah, never forget, even though I forgot.
Maybe I'm like encouraged.
That's crazy.
I missed the tag out. Yeah.
I said never forget, even though I forgot it was yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Well, not funny, but I don't know. Maybe I'm encouraging extremists, but I kind of like use that same like thought process I do for everything now. Is like, if you guys are gonna cry about it on social media all the fucking time, do something about it.
Like what?
I don't know. Do something about it. Do something more than fucking post 15-second clips.
What are they crying about?
It's like, oh, like the government's so fucked up. Like this is what's happening. You guys are all sheep, and it's like, all right, motherfucker, you still going to the warehouse working every day? You're a sheep too, pussy. You're not doing nothing about it. Like, don't nobody give a fuck. Like, oh, they're making your kids gay and fucking they're robbing us and making the wealthy poor, and I'm still paying my taxes, clocking in and out every day, posting 15-second Johns. Do something about it, pussy.
I'm confused on what they could do though. They tried to storm the
I don't know, move, motherfucker. Like, I don't know, move. Get the fuck out the country, dog. You hate it here so much, leave. Or like fucking start a fucking group, start a fan group, go give some speeches. I don't know, start a program or some shit. These motherfuckers just be crying. Everybody's always fucking crying all the time about shit. It is crazy. It's always fucking crying. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. It always the motherfuckers that shouldn't be crying about shit too. Like, pussy, your life is good. Shut up. The fuck.
American way, man.
Shit is crazy for the motherfuckers that's doing the best. I be crying the most. Oh, Target's gonna change our kid. Like, boy, your life is so blessed. Shut the fuck up. The fuck? This motherfuckers out here stuck in poverty with a fucking crackhead mom and no parental supervision. Been living off fucking wick and crackers their whole life. And these motherfuckers is crying because Target put a pink rainbow up. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit. Go do something about it. The fuck?
Why can't they have their opinion about that?
They can have their opinion, but like this shit. Some people identify as like parents, and some people identify as fucking negative, Nancy ass bitch motherfuckers, dog. Like that. Like if that's all you post all the time is complaining about shit. Go find some bitches or something, dog. Like go fucking do something. Jesus Christ, yo. I don't know, but also like whatever makes you happy though. So like if that's what you like and your friends like, that's the other shit too though. Like when I bring a full circle is like motherfuckers be complaining about how corny the fucking today is. The generation's all about TikTok and like all this shit. And at the same time, they're posting all these funny memes talking about how fucked up the world is and how dependent they are on all this shit just to get likes from all their other friends that are complaining about the same shit. Motherfucker, you doing the same shit that the kids is doing. You posting all fucking day, crying about what everybody else is doing just so your friends can tap you on the back and tell you how cool you are for being a rebel. When you're not a rebel, you're doing the exact same shit in a different format. It's fucking stupid as shit. Like, that shit is like motherfuckers complaining about people yelling in their raps while they're yelling about fucking rap yell songs and they're yelling rock songs. Like, motherfucker, you both yelling. It's just a different format. That shit don't make no fucking sense. Yeah, but anyway, I was gonna tell y'all earlier, man. I wish somebody would have told me like how easy, like how much nicer it is to be in a relationship. I'm like, maybe it's because I'm not a womanizer and I never have been, so like it's not hard for me to just like only entertain one person. But it's just so much better. It's just so much better. There's just like there's really no faults to it.
I feel like I tried to put you on like 15 years ago.
I don't think so. I think if I remember correctly, I think you were always like, yo, play the game, Dill. Play the game until you die. Like, you're a free bird, you fly away. Like, that's what you always said.
I was always like, give it a try. I wasn't like super cuff man, but I was definitely like, can't be MOB for your whole life, bro.
It's so much better. It's just so much better. There's really no negatives outside of like the only negative is like if they do some nut shit, then you get embarrassed, and it's like that's fine.
Yeah,
I feel like the first half of this whole podcast's life was me and John saying, "Try a relationship out."
Well, it's not like going sneaker shopping, boys. Like you don't just fucking walk outside and say like, "Ooh, like let me give that one a go." Like, no, that's not how it works. You guys are just too casual with relationships.
We're gonna hold our thoughts because we're on a live pod, but yeah, we know it's not sneaker shopping, but damn, like, like we didn't try, brother, man.
I don't know, boys. It's just so much easier. Like, like if you're like going to cook, like say you're about to like you're home and you're about to grill some shit. Like usually like you got to grill, then you got to do all this shit, and then you got to do all this shit after, and you got to do like, now you just on the grill, like motherfuckers is bringing out dishes and shit for you to set up. Like they bring out sauce, like motherfuckers is in there cooking up the side meals and shit. Like it just, it's so much easier to do everything. Like, oh, I forgot something at the store. I don't have to pause everything. Like you watch this shit, I'll run to the store, I grab that shit. It's so much easier. It's like going from playing 1-on-2 to 2-on-1. The shit is easy.
Yeah.
Shit is easy.
You said that the only bad thing about it is if they do something, then you get embarrassed.
You could get embarrassed. Like if my bitch cheats on me, that's embarrassing. Like if some shit was to happen like that, or like what if she just stops liking me one day? That would be embarrassing. Or it could be like an ego like hurt, or it could hurt my feelings just in general. Maybe not embarrassing. It just could hurt my feelings. What if I become accustomed to a lifestyle and then all of a sudden I don't have it? That would suck.
So like, if you hurt your feelings, it might change your taste in R&B music a little bit.
No, because I already like sad R&B, right? So like, if anything, like I was trying to get heartbroken like 2 years ago because I was like, this shit's gonna sound so much better. Because I wanted to get one out the way. Like I was looking for a relationship like 2 years ago. I was like, oh, let me date John for like 6 months and hopefully she cheats on me. Because then like I get this one out the way and then I'll get a little scarred and shit, But then I came to like realization that I'm already fucked up enough, It's like you can't scar a metal sheet. You know,
burn victim.
Exactly. Like you're not gonna burn Spawn. He's already there. You know.
Nah, man. But yeah, being cuffed is
way better. I don't know why people downplay it. And honestly, I don't think it's hard to not fuck other people. It's just not.
no, especially when you're with your person every day.
It's just really not that hard to like not fuck other people. And like, but I mean, the bitches do try it as soon as they like find out you're off the market. They are like doing some not so subtle passes.
Making out.
They're just like, all right, like now you being weird.
So like, how do you handle those situations?
Which I mean, I don't, you know, I don't entertain that shit, John. You know.
I mean,
that's great.
Shit.
What about you, Jake? Have you ever been like tempted with the temptation of cheating? Has it ever crossed your mind? It's just not. I mean, you're like 10 years married now.
Yeah, I mean, people have done what you're saying, but it really doesn't get under my skin. Like, it's like you said, it's really easy to resist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously in a new relationship, so it's probably a lot easier for me because I'm happy where I'm at. But I can see if there was like turbulence in the relationship, then all of a sudden you have the grass is much greener kind of like delusion in your mind.
Yeah, I'm never gonna let it get that bad though.
I just have such an anxiety disorder; it would just make me feel like shit anyway.
Question in terms of relationship, when y'all see like the whole relationship guru shit on Instagram and all that, I don't know if y'all ladies send y'all shit like nonstop on, like, do they send y'all videos like nonstop?
Yeah, the funny shit is my girl be sending me all the Black Love page Johns too, and I'm like, you sending me this dumb shit that don't even apply to us.
So like, okay, so when y'all get those, even the funny ones, because of course we all get the funny videos as well, but like, how do y'all feel about them chicks? I got my opinion, I'll say it after y'all's, but when y'all get like a video from some dude and he's like, oh, you gotta treat your woman like this, and this is how women need to be loved, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, how do y'all take those videos? Even if they're not sent to you, like when you see them, like what is y'all opinion on that?
You could go first, Jake.
I don't listen to people's advice on the internet because especially when I see people's advice or people's ideas about politics, I know you in real life and you're a dumbass. Like, I've seen you be an idiot. So I'm not going to sit here and take your pretend you know a bunch of shit when you really don't persona. It's free advice. It's crap advice half the time. It's like, okay, yeah, I know that. Sure. When I fuck up every once in a while, should I have done that? Sure. But 90% of the time, I don't know. I don't need that advice.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never needed somebody to tell me how to treat a John, you know, because I'm like fucking, you know. It's like motherfuckers, you know, like it's never been an issue. I'm pretty much a romantic anyway. Like people, like if you ask like anybody I've dealt with,
it's really romantic to be called a John. That's like,
you know what? Like that's what I like about my John as well is too. Like she doesn't like she doesn't pick at me like my friends. But you know what? There's like little relationship guru motherfuckers. Like them motherfuckers is corny. I look at them like the scammers as well because they be on some bullshit. They be like, oh, you need to do this and this for your girl, and you need to pay for everything, and actually pay for all her friends when she goes to dinner, and if she's feeling down, do this, and then also you need to come home and do this, and this as well. It's like, yeah, and if I send you 500, can you give me 10,000 too? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, just, like that shit is the same shit. Like, I'm not like you're not gonna turn 10 into fucking 500, and I'm not gonna fucking do any of that. I'm not doing none of that shit that motherfuckers say on there at all.
Yeah, I kind of got the same take as Jake. It's just like, first off, I don't know you. Don't know what the fuck you've been through. If you with somebody, how you deal with that person. And the second is just like, I don't care. Like I never looked at social media. Like I feel like Twitter had this little weird era where it was like everybody was trying to say the deepest shit and it was trying to be like big philosophies on Twitter. Like it just got weird for a minute, probably about 2-3 years, and I just was like, all right, what is social media turning into? This shit used to be a fun place. Now everybody's so fucking serious, trying to give out all this advice. And this is like, bro, y'all haven't even lived. Like, mind you, these ain't 50, 60-year-old people trying to give us game. It's like 18, 23, 24, 25-year-olds trying to tell us how to nurture a woman's mind and how to treat, like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Make a joke, do a skit,
do some funny shit.
What the fuck is we talking about?
And there's no giant fucking blanket statement on how everybody should treat every girl. All these girls are so fucking different. Everybody is so fucking different. You know, like, you want a blanket statement? Talk to whoever the fuck you're with and figure them out.
Exactly.
It's like, that's the easiest shit. You know, communicate with whoever the fuck you're with. It's not hard.
John, that phrase that you said, how to nurture a woman's mind, I hear a lot of that, and I've heard that from a lot of my single friends.
Mm-hmm.
It almost seems like there's this thing out there of like, it's like misogyny's coming back, where you have to, the woman can't make it without you as a man. Like, it's this really, it's just weird, where you got to protect a woman's heart and shit like that. What the fuck is that?
It makes me frustrated just hearing it, because one of my main things, especially like when I was getting into a relationship, it was just like, I want a woman that could think for herself.
Yeah.
I feel like me and Dill talked about this the past couple of weeks. Like, you don't have to agree with me on everything. That's not a relationship. That's not how this shit gotta go. You can have your own thoughts. We don't have to agree on politics. We don't have to agree on whatever. But as long as me and you is good, as far as our love languages, we don't have to, like, it don't need to be this perfect mesh of it. And I think that's what makes the shit go in a relationship.
It's like a false expectation that you have to always get along and be a perfect match, and they have to do all the things you like and vice versa. It's never going to work that way.
I never got turned on with the fully submissive shit.
No.
It's not like I want a partner, not a fucking servant. Like, I don't need to constantly provide this super masculine bravado of, oh, I'm doing this, and when I get home, you need to drop everything and make sure I'm okay and bow to your fucking knee. No, you grown ass person, you know, like, you got your own life. I mean, it's times for that shit, but I don't know. If you're not challenging me, I don't want to talk to you.
What about that lady that got her clip went viral of like, well, my man gets up in the morning, nut, and he goes to work in the morning, nut. It's like, and she said like 10 times a day, she's making sure he gets enough. I'm like, that sounds like it sucks. Like, I
don't know about that.
10 nuts in a day, that's a lot. I went like 3 days. I went like 3 days early on in the one, and it was like fucking 3 nuts 3 days in a row, and I was cramping up by day 4. Shit wasn't right. I tried to hoop. I thought I was dead, but I almost met the Lord that day, bro. Like, that shit was fucked up. I'm 31. I only got so much nut to give. Like, actually, you can come to the third one. It's more air than it is nut. I'll tell you that. It's just like a dick fart. Like, that's just not even going out.
That's funny as shit.
Just shooting dust.
Just shooting dust, dog. Shit is crazy.
2 a day is.
I like 2 a day. I could get to a day off.
2 a day would kill me. If I had to keep that up for a week.
Oh, no. You get, I mean, well, I'm not doing this, but yeah, I don't know. Relationship guru shit, that shit is all. But like, that being said, though, like, that model does work for people.
Yeah, it does.
Like, that model does work for people. Like, that, like, it does work for people. So, like, if it works for you, that's fine. And, like, I don't know. There's like some manipulative shit about some of those relationship pages where it's like, and also, like, if you're looking at that shit, like, are you tricking the girl into liking you?
Exactly.
Am I finessing you? I don't know.
My only thing with those type of things is when people take those words as Bible. It's like, let's listen, but we don't have to take this as Bible. This isn't fact. This is this one person's opinion on how they feel like this situation should be handled. And of course, we know when people find something that they agree with, they'll spread it to the masses and make it seem like, see, this is how it's supposed to go. No, that's how that person works. And whoever that person may be attracted to that, but everybody's not going to be attracted to this. Just like Dill said, these blanket statement gurus and shit like that, man. I get it, because what y'all doing is building a following, and you kind of brainwashing people into thinking how certain shit should go. But I just would want people to know every relationship gonna be different, man. If I don't think I've met two girls that are the same. So if you think you about to win over everybody you like with this same methodology of people saying the same shit not gonna work.
Like this fucking 1945 methodology of that they want, where it's this dominating man all the time and so submissive. It's like, dog, your grandma wasn't having that much fun, yo.
No.
Your grandma wasn't having a blast. She was raising 8 kids in the crib, fucking bathing, cleaning, cooking. Like, really, like, that shit was a lot of fucking work. Like, it wasn't just glitz and glamour. And them motherfuckers wasn't even romantic back then. For the most part, I'm sure some of them were. But, like, I don't know. Like, it is what it is, though. Whatever works for them. That shit wouldn't work for me. But, like I said, like, some people like that shit. More power to them. Whatever works in your relationship, marriage, parenting, have a blast. That's like some people that hit their kids. I don't think I would. So like whatever works.
I think anybody's hit their kids a lot and the kid got like that worked.
No, some people I gotta talk to some people like I got beat when I was younger and that shit saved my life.
Yeah.
That's what they needed to save their life. And like I feel like if you're in very trying a very trying situation being raised, and there might not be enough time to like really sit down and explain to you what the repercussions of some of your actions are. And I mean, it's better to get a belt to your ass than a bullet to your back when you're 15, 16 running around. But like, I feel like that's a very extreme fucking example. So I don't know, but yeah, I definitely know a few people that say like getting beaten saved their ass. I also know people that got beatings and are fucking junkies or beating the shit out of their kids now, or like fucked up off that, or have super mom issues or dad issues. Like same shit with parenting. Like it's no fucking one way right to do it.
No.
I don't even think there's one way right to do it for all your kids. Like you got to find the fucking individual path for each kid.
Man, it's no rule book to life, man. And I feel like the sooner everybody figures that out, the easier this shit get for you. Once you realize, like, I got to make my own decisions. If you keep following somebody else, you're going to end up somewhere you ain't even know you wanted to be. Like, I didn't even want to get here. How did I get here? Oh, I was following somebody else's thoughts.
I feel like all that rule book stuff is just trying to get rid of the unknown, trying to have some certainty and feel like you have a path to follow because it's scary to go out on your own and figure it out as you go.
Mm.
Well, it's pretty simple. If motherfuckers get tricked into thinking it's not, like, fucking do what you like, figure out what you want to do, and try and work towards it.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of people don't even know what they like, man. But that's a whole nother deep conversation.
A lot of people don't know what they like. They fucking get tricked into thinking they like something, or their friends like something, or they just like what they think their friends are like. We old as shit. And crazy shit is I keep saying we old as shit, but you see that shit in 48-year-olds. 52-year-olds. These motherfuckers be at the fucking PTA meetings trying to impress Joe from next door. Like, that's the whole expression, keeping up with the Joneses. That shit's real as fuck the older I get.
Super
real as fuck. Like, these motherfuckers is trying to like spend $10,000 on lawns so they lawn look the best in the neighborhood. Who gives a fuck what Billy and Becky is doing next door, dog? Who gives a fuck? Billy and Becky's son hasn't talked to them in 6 months.
Right.
You worried about if you got a bigger pool or not? Your kids love you, dog. The fuck is going on? I don't know. That shit is whatever though.
Yeah, man.
You think you could be married and not sleep in the same bed?
No.
Same.
No.
Same.
Speaking of girls, like, did y'all ladies have y'all do those little love language tests and all that?
Love language test? What the fuck is that?
Like, if y'all don't know, my girl is a fucking therapist, so she needs to know all this shit. So we do that shit, and
good luck.
Yeah. So just speaking to the point of it's actually dope for real. But speaking to the point of the fucking the bed shit, like one of my shits is touch. So like if that shit's not in there, then I'm probably not fucking with the person. Which is funny to find out because that's not even something I'm thinking about. But doing the test and answering the little questions and shit, and it comes back as one of my main shits is touch. and it's just like, damn, okay, I never knew that about myself. But yeah, you'll learn. It's like one of the tests that I forget what the test Jake sent us, but it was like one of them type joints, and it just give you answers to what the fuck you like.
Yeah, I need reassurance, and physical touch is like one of the biggest fucking reassurance things ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a constant covering. Your sleep, well, you feel somebody is, all right, they're there with me. You're walking around, they grab your hand, all right, you're here with me. Or fucking, you're comfortable. We're out to eat. All right, you think something's funny, you touch me, whatever the fuck it may be. Yeah, if you're not affectionate, you don't like to touch, it's not gonna work for me. But other motherfuckers like I don't, same shit. Like I'm
opposite, which is crazy to me. I said there's people that's opposite that don't need that at all, which is wild to me. But that's like we were saying with the guru shit. People just wired differently and everybody don't need the same shit. So yeah, we shouldn't be all following the same rule book to how.
And some motherfuckers is only affectionate when they drunk and shit. And I'm like, if you're affectionate when you drunk, that means you want to be affectionate when you sober. You just uncomfortable. You uncomfortable with the person you with. The fuck, like talk. Fuck is going on here? I don't like another shit. Like I see a lot of relationships. It'll be like one motherfucker's always downplaying their spouse or some shit like that. I don't like that shit. Don't downplay me in front of my friends. I'm not going to downplay. I don't know. Because that's a cheap laugh. That's a motherfucker that's not funny. They like to attack the common ground. So like if I was to bring my girl around all you guys and then she's like, yeah, Dill's a fucking loser, and then like hope you guys would laugh.
Yeah, that's salty.
You're just not funny. Don't throw jokes out there.
I'm gonna do that. We could break up right now.
Yeah, facts. We're not doing that shit. Don't try to embarrass me.
No, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't like that shit when people do that shit. Because then it's like you think you winning with the friends. Like we can ha 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 when you leave. Like, you gotta get rid of that bitch, yo. She drunk. That bitch ain't no good, bro.
Yeah.
You don't like that shit. Don't beat me down and try to build me up when we in private.
Yeah, Flock, what's going on? What's going through your mind?
That's crazy. I guess I haven't been around anybody that does that.
I know a bunch of relationships like that.
I
know a bunch of relationships like that where they always make fun of one of them. And like, oh, but you know I love you. They know I love you. Like, well, you beating them down 80% of the time. But just because you cook dinner that they're supposed to know you love them, I don't get it.
That's really weird. That would piss me off like crazy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then the fucked up part, like how Dill's saying, you find that out in a group setting. You're like, but damn, where this shit coming from? And then, like you said, you just doing it for a laugh, thinking it's like you winning people over, and it's just like everybody like,
it's an awkward laugh.
This is fucking.
This is an awkward laugh. Ha 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 ha. As soon as you leave, we're gonna be like, yo, is you good, bro?
Yeah.
Everything straight. Like this shit is uncomfortable, yo. Like this shit is weird. Yeah, I don't know. Other shit I be thinking about too is like I know a lot of people that just be like always date shitty people, and then they just be like when you try to introduce somebody, like, oh, they're not my type, they're not shitty, ha ha ha. It's like that's not funny either. Yeah, you need to build some self-confidence. That shit is weird. Like, just because you date a bunch of shitty people doesn't mean you have to keep dating shitty people. Like, I don't know to turn on in that shit either. Like treat me bad, I deserve it.
Yeah,
that shit is weird. I don't get all that shit. That's what happened. They should never let me. They should never let me get in a relationship because now I'm getting on Instagram. I'm gonna start doing the guru shit. Going nuts.
Guru.
Fucking 4 months in, I'm about to write a book. Yeah. Anyway, you got any parting thoughts on that, Jake?
No, not really. Nothing. No.
Nice. Hey, do your friends' kids have to call you Mr. Jake?
No.
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 I think like my friends' kids might call me like Mr. Dylan. I don't know.
One of them calls me. She was pretending like she couldn't say my name, and so she was calling me Juice. And I was like, "You can make that happen. My name could be Juice."
That would be sick.
She's 5. I told her, "Can you make that happen, please? Tell everybody that's my name because I would love that."
Yeah, Mr. is crazy. If somebody call me Mr. John, I'm like.
That's a black people thing.
Yeah, that's
a black people thing.
And I've never that's never stuck with me. I've never if I'm gonna see you repeatedly, like I'm not like the Mr. is gone after like the second time. Like I done seen you like twice in a week. Why am I still calling this dude Mr.? Like you're not my teacher. That's the only people you really. The teacher is somebody's like elder. That's really it.
I just stopped calling Teddy's dad Mr. like within the last couple of years. Like Jess.
Mm.
That's definitely a black people thing.
It is, but it gets old. Well, for me, it got old quick as far as like, bro, I see you all the fucking time. Like, I'm about to call you, especially when you're a child. You just call people what your parents call somebody. So if your parents calling somebody Bill, what's up, Bill? I'm not about to keep going with the Mr. Bill. Like,
I was talking to my friends. They said if you have a stepkid, do they have to call you Mr. Dylan? And I'm like, that seems so like formal, and weird. Like every time we're in the house, it's like, oh, Mr. Dylan, can I have a bedtime snack? They're like, what? Yeah, the fuck? Like,
no,
we live together.
That's out the window. That's definitely. I think our generation will probably did that. Like, because also it makes you feel old.
It was our age. I was asking, like, well, don't you want them to respect you? Blah, blah. I'm like, that's a facade of respect. That doesn't mean they respect me just because they call me a certain name. They can call me Mr. Dylan and then fucking not listening when I talk to them. Like, that shit is a facade.
Yeah,
that's just the perfect way to put it. I always feel like it was a facade too, being forced to call the adults that. And I have noticed that different, now that you point that out, different, demographics do have like those formalities that don't really feel like real respect. It's like a formality. It's trying to be respectful, right? And it's like professionalism, maybe part of it. But when I heard it in the workplace, yeah, it never feels respectful. And I guess I just thought that was me that felt that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it because I've been around it, but for me, it just don't seem natural to call somebody I'm around often Mr. or Mrs. Like, just call me that. And half the time, especially when they're younger, they just like, man, just call me blah, blah, blah. All right, bet. It'd be the parents trying to force it to be like, Mr., Mrs. So-and-so. Be like, all right. But half the time, the person would be like, man, just call me this and we can move on about this shit.
Yeah. I was weird calling my friends' parents by their first name, so I would just call them like, I would say like Justin's mom. Hey, Justin's mom. This is when I was a little kid. That was weird when I look back.
A lot of people would just say my mom and just be like, mom.
Yeah, your mom's definitely one of those moms, though.
Yeah, just call her mom and you're good. Like,
but people still call my mom Miss Vicky, though.
Yeah, but that got a ring.
It does.
I
feel like Miss goes better though, because I still like the older ladies I be working with. I say Miss.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
You know what's the big change in me now that I have a black girlfriend? There's one word that I always went back and forth on that like I would change who I'm talking to, but it's over for me saying aunt. Aunt's out of my vocab now.
Oh, you big aunt now.
It's all aunt.
Yeah.
It's all aunt. I didn't realize I was doing it, and I was at work talking to all my coworkers, and I was saying aunt the whole time. They're like, "You say aunt?" And I'm like, "Fuck, I guess I do." Yeah, guess it's aunt now.
That's another thing that just your parents introduce somebody as something, and that's just what it is. Everybody's at that point.
So that's a black people thing too, because I don't have no fake uncles or aunts.
Oh yeah, we got tons of fake uncles, tons of fake aunts. That's how that shit go. Just like when my baby dropped, you Uncle Dill, like it's.
Yeah, because your stepson calls me Mr. Dylan.
That's fucking wild.
I'm fucking joking.
That would be crazy. That would be wild. I'm like, I ain't telling him to say that shit.
Jake, what do you say, aunt or aunt?
I guess it depends on the person's name. So I have like an Aunt Amy and an Aunt Karen and an Aunt Lee. I guess I kind of go with the sound of the name.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, it's almost an hour in. You guys want to tackle some topics? Quick hits?
We could.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis got a lot of backlash this week, and I'm curious how you guys feel about that. So I think it's Danny Masterson. It was Hyde from that 70s show, which also we rewatched when I was sick. It's a great show. It's a really good show. That's a good show. Also, you know, I've been rewatching, and I'll get to this point after, but The Fresh Prince is the perfect TV show.
Damn.
It's the perfect TV show. I rewatched the whole first like 3 seasons before they changed Aunt Viv, and it's perfect, man. It's the perfect amount of like fun, innocent jokes to like a little more adult humor. Like Will's talking about fucking bitches a lot on there. There's a lot of like I'm fucking some bitches humor. And then there's like very very good serious like actual like content in there, like real storylines about a lot of different like racial profiling. Like one part's about Ashley like in her teenage years, like fucking like sex ed type shit. And then there's a lot of like difference between like Carlton and Will not really understanding each other because they're from different environments. Like Carlton not understanding his plight and Will not understanding his. Like Carlton's kind of frustrated with him because he doesn't think Will can like really get what they can achieve. Like they don't have to be like it's an interesting dynamic. And then I think Uncle Phil, like obviously he gets a lot of love, but he's probably the perfect dad. He is probably the perfect dad.
J. Cole said it. You the father of
Like, and I'm rewatching this shit. And I'm like, I wasn't catching these gems when he was younger because he's stern but not unapproachable. Like he has a good relationship with all his kids. They feel comfortable coming up to him, talking to him, asking about stuff. He's like no nonsense. He doesn't fuck around, but he'll crack jokes with the kids at the same time. Like he's funny, but he disciplines when he needs to. He's supportive. He'll show up to the games, but he doesn't favor one over the other. Like one John, they're beefing because Carlton's like, yo, you're at Will's basketball game. He's like, Carlton, I'm at your chess club, your drama, this. So like he's there, he's present, he's successful at work, and he's a fucking very like present, attentive husband as well. I mean, this guy's a fucking great role model. Like the perfect fucking like you can't play it any better. And the best part about it is like he was wrong on a couple of them Johns. He came back and was like, yo, I draw it. My bad. Like, I'm sorry. Like I think he thought Will was lying about a job, and he comes back and was like, I'm a fucking asshole. I'm like, this guy is perfect, yo. That's perfect parenting. Perfect parenting. Yeah, anyway. So shout out to
he's definitely set a good model for a lot of people that was watching that era.
It's amazing.
He definitely probably rubbed off on some people to let them know how to do that shit the right way, which was good to put on the TV in the 90s. How could you be mad at that? I don't know if is there, not to make it racial, but is there like a white dad that people look at like Uncle Phil?
The dad Bob Saget, rest in peace, on Full House, I think did a really good job with parenting. Okay. He was coming over being a widower. So I think he did a really good job, but that was kind of a blend of the three guys being the perfect dad. But Bob Saget,
3 white guys to be a good dad.
Yeah, it took 3 white guys to be Uncle Phil. So that just tells you how strong a black man has to be successful in America. So I mean, that is what it is. But Bob Saget was a great TV dad. Roseanne's dad was pretty good. The dad from Roseanne. My mom used to watch that before we all knew she was a bigot.
Never saw Roseanne.
And I like Tim Allen on Home Improvement. That was my show growing up. I thought he was a good dad, but he was more of like a nonsense. Like he wasn't really it's usually extreme. Like Tim Allen's the funny one that gets into mischief with his kids. Oh, the dad from Boy Meets World. He was good too. He was a good dad. He was a good TV dad.
Topanga.
Yeah, I didn't really watch Family Matters like that. That wasn't my show. So I don't really know.
Me neither. That was probably before my time.
Bill Cosby, another good one.
Never watched the Cosby Show. Yeah, I was definitely heavy Fresh Prince, Martin, as far as 90s TV. Oh man, not to go back on the negative in the relationship shit, but did you guys see the Kevin Porter Jr. situation?
Wait, I didn't get to my point. So anyway, that 70 show I was rewatching. So Danny Masterson got accused and convicted of like some violent rapes. I think it was 2, but they were so violent he got sentenced to 30 years. And after he got sentenced, it came out that Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, who I don't know if you guys know, Ashton Kutcher's been like a super big advocate and started a huge charity on stopping sex trafficking. He's been doing that shit for years, so he gets a lot of like good praise for that, as he should, because it's a huge corporation. But they wrote very strong support letters to the judge asking for leniency in his sentencing. I think the verbiage was, he is one of, if not the only people I would trust around my kids alone. So it was a bunch of like various asking for leniency, asking not be that hard, and it came to light. And they got a lot of backlash saying, how the fuck could you support somebody like this? And they had issued a public apology saying that his parents asked him to write it, and they wrote it for characters. And I guess this is the thing. Are they wrong?
Yeah, I don't know if they're wrong.
I don't know if they're wrong. Like, I don't
know writing character witness statements for You say,
he brutally raped two women.
Like rape is just, we're not copping pleas for you. I'm sorry.
I'm like, all right, and I'm gonna use an extreme example. I don't want to use it, but like if I get convicted of rape and I'm telling you I didn't do it, from you knowing me, you're gonna assume I didn't do it. You're not gonna write a character witness for me.
I would think I would.
But what's the thing? I think the difference is he was convicted. So this is a sentencing.
I know, bro, but I'm saying like,
and if we know the stats on being convicted for rape, sadly, it ain't just cut and paste for to get convicted for rape. Like they gotta have DNA, they gotta have all types of shit.
So, I don't know if they had DNA evidence though. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's real. I'm not saying he didn't do it. He definitely could have did it. He got sentenced to 30 years. It must have been fucking heinous. I'm just going from a friend bias. If it's somebody I trusted to the extent that he's saying this is the only person I would trust alone to watch my kids if I died, if it's my best fucking friend and he's saying I didn't do any of this shit, it's completely false, I'm about to get fucking railroaded, I'm going to do life in jail, can you tell this motherfucker I'm a nice guy? I'm probably writing that shit. Unless there's a video or DNA evidence like you're saying, that's probably the only way I'm not doing it.
So yeah, I'm under the pretense thinking that maybe there was indisputable evidence. Like if he's convicted, this was like, all right, bro, like I'm not writing nothing for you. Now, if you're saying it's still up in the air, because we also know on the flip side, people do get convicted and then 20, 30 years later, we find out there was no DNA ever. There was nothing ever found and the person didn't do it. So it could definitely go both ways. I'm just looking at the conviction part, like they found him guilty. So that's kind of wild that you would still do that. But I get what you're saying, because if blindly we just like, ain't no fucking way he did that shit. And that's probably how they was looking at it if that was the case.
That's got to be how they was looking at it.
I could see that. So are they wrong? Maybe not, but it is just that's just one of them disgusting topics where you just like, come on, bro. Like, how could we even cape for you in this moment?
Quick Google search in 2018, there are 300 people exonerated from rape cases.
That's the shit right there.
But like, I'm thinking that's the case. If it's my best friend and I know them my whole life, I mean, they met when they was 16 on the show. So if it's my best friend and I know that shit, then I'm probably writing a letter. I am. It is what it is. I'm not. If he did, then it's like fucked up. But like, and it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm surprised that shit even came to light.
Well, that's what I think they were pissed about, because it wasn't supposed to be public. But that shit always comes. And then the actors that played the parents on that show ended up writing letters as well.
It said there was an initial jury failed to reach verdicts and there was a mistrial.
See, that's why it's just a fucked up ass topic, man. Because it's like you want to believe the woman, but you also want to believe the person that you know somebody to be. So you probably torn in that moment. So I could see how they write it. But again, when you get convicted, it's just like, man, am I going to stick my neck out there for that? Especially if it's a possibility that it's like, are you still caping for him after this shit?
I always think you would know, but I know you wouldn't. You know?
I don't think you would ever know.
I don't think you would know. It's probably the people that you wouldn't expect. I mean, there is definitely some people you'll probably be like, yeah, that fucking guy was a creep.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. Like it was somebody I completely didn't think of, and I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. And they're just like, I don't know. It's a tricky spot to be in.
Yeah.
It's a tricky spot to be in.
The women said that the Church of Scientology officials discouraged them from reporting the rape to the police.
Yeah, he is a Scientologist. He is.
The officials told one survivor she would lose her membership of the community unless she signed a non-disclosure agreement and accepted a payment of $400,000.
Dang.
Which is also like outside of that is like, yeah, I agree. Scientology is the funniest religion in the history of anything.
It's crazy.
I still don't understand what the goal is with that.
The South Park episode on Scientology is top 5 episode of it.
I'm watching it tonight. Fuck
you got to. It's the top, because they give it a breakdown. They did the same shit with Scientology that they did with the Mormon religion. Both are fucking hysterical, and the whole time they're doing it, they like have the subtitles like, this is actually what the fuck they believe, because it's so unbelievable. Like it's so unbelievable. outside of that, no, you got one, John. You could go. I'll say my
No, it
last.
was just a fucked up situation with another fucked up situation. Kevin Porter Jr. Allegedly beat his girlfriend, who's also a WNBA player. Well, not also. He's an NBA player. She's a WNBA player. Supposedly, he beat her to the point where she breaks a bone in her face, breaks her vertebrae, has laceration over her eye. He doesn't stop hitting her until she's out of the hotel room in the hallway bloody. He's choking her to the point she can barely breathe. It's just a disgusting story, and it's another case of professional athlete. And it's just like, bro, you at this point, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are we doing? Why is this a repetitive thing? And why does it keep happening? You see, you in a position to change your life, your family's life, and a lot of people around you's life. He's owed $16 million this year by the Houston Rockets, but you make a decision like this, regardless if she did something wrong, regardless if you go through her phone, you find something. It's just like, why are we taking it to this extreme, bro? What are we doing?
Yeah, I used to be a pretty hot-headed guy, and I just never saw the appeal of like ever beating a girl up. It just never crossed my mind of like,
that's legit bully shit.
I just like, it's the same way. Like, I'm never gonna punch somebody in the face I feel like I could easily beat up.
What's the point?
I'm definitely not gonna be the aggressor in that situation.
What's the point?
Like, it's just weird. Like, I don't know what like, and that's the shit. Like, even like if the girl is cheating on him or whatever, like, you gonna beat the girl up because she wouldn't got fucked by us? Just stop talking to her, bro. What are you going? You gonna beat the betrayal out of her? You gonna teach her a lesson and she's gonna be faithful? That's not how that shit works.
And I'm also seeing a lot of shit from social media, of course, which also ain't the Bible. But do they have a point with saying, "Oh, all you NBA players, you speak up with these situations, but why not when it comes to shit like this?" Do they have a point?
I mean, that's a fair enough point. I think a lot of guys try to mind their fucking business, which is probably wrong.
So who would need to speak up, like LeBron?
Not even necessarily LeBron. I mean, just the other week, the whole the Olympian or the track star from the U.S. talking about world championships in the NBA and how everybody roasts them. But we got somebody in the NBA beats a woman, get arrested for it, but it's been, from what we know, cricket so far. Maybe somebody has spoke out. We haven't seen it because I doubt they would even post that. But is that ass backwards that we care so much about this, but when it's a real issue, it's like, why are we silent?
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. I wonder how many reporters are going to the NBA players and asking them for comment on this.
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of like that though. If a couple NBA guys came out and said like, we don't have any place in our league for this kind of shit,
yeah,
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, it's definitely would be a. I can see how it's tough as well because you do want to mind people's bit, like you do want to mind your business, especially when it's personal shit like that. But like you said, it would be pretty big of an athlete to say like, yeah, this is not cool. Like, we not doing this.
And I mean, in situations like this, it's just no denying it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, like, she can't break her own neck.
No.
Like, it's not like she's blacking her own eye and saying he beat me up or scratching herself. Like, it's her neck's broke. There's no lying on broken necks here. Like, somebody broke her fucking neck. It was only you and her there. At that point, it doesn't even matter if she hit you first. You broke her fucking neck, buddy. Go to hell.
Yeah, regardless of this shit is just, it's a nasty situation. Who knows how it'll turn out? I don't know if this dude's gonna play in the league again though.
I would hope not.
Weird. This is weird and fucked up. Like heavily fucked. And the amount of shit that we've seen on tape, I'm in another state now, so I get other shit. So it was weird. What was it? Sunday before football, Ray Rice was on TV, and he's still talking about how he's trying to change his life and do all this. But it's just certain shit that you see, you can't unsee. So we'll never be able to unsee Ray Rice hitting his girl in that elevator, knocking her unconscious.
You know, Ray Rice might have been one of the only ones I would have forgave.
And why is that?
Because how active his wife was in that.
Admitting guilt.
He's very outspoken about like, yo, he drawed, I've drawed, so and so, like, and I guess it was the aspect of her saying like, this is our livelihood, and it's not like his bad mistake isn't a detriment to just him. Now it's like it's going to jeopardize our kid's future. So I was like, I could get that. Like, we're kind of punishing them both because she's staying with him.
Yeah, and I believe she's still with him. So I mean, I could see that as well, but yeah, this Kevin Porter situation was definitely from being a basketball fan, it was definitely disappointing to see.
Yep. You want to do random thoughts?
Yeah, we could do random thoughts. I recently today, I think the episode came out with Gillie on the Pivot podcast. Easily one of the best, not even just podcasts or videos, but one of the best conversations I've seen in the past year or so. Gillie talks about coping with the death of his son, his upbringing, all that, but really hit home with the death of his son to where as though they asking him, how did it feel and how did you process your emotions? And he was real honest to the point he shed tears. One part that I feel like me and you talked about off camera was like, damn, we think he gonna set Philly on fire. And lo and behold, that was a thought in Gillie's mind. He like, the fucking devil on my shoulder. One of my thoughts, like, I could wipe this whole city out, and I got the money to do it. But then he goes into saying how that would be basically a contradiction of what the fuck message he trying to push. And also another fucking sad part was when he said asked him what was the hardest moment in the Muslim culture when somebody dies, you wash their body. So that was a part of him sending his son off, having to wash his body off, and him describing that just alone was just like, that's some shit you can't imagine. But yeah, random thought, man. Gillie a strong dude for being able to sit down and talk about that conversation in front of people and being that vulnerable for what we know. We don't know Gillie to be a crier, vulnerable on camera. So I thought that was a dope moment, a dope conversation that people should check out.
Yeah, I watched. It was sad.
Yeah.
Because in Islam, they don't embalm the body. So like you're literally washing your son's dead body as it decomposes. Yeah. Because they bury it right before it decomposes. They have to bury it within 5 days. So I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine going through that. That's gotta be fucking awful.
You can see in the guys' faces as he's talking about it, you could tell they was damn near losing it. Like, what the fuck? And it was a great conversation. Funny as shit as well, because you know you're gonna get his jokes in, but great conversation.
Yeah, that shit's sad. I liked a lot about that interview, and even him talking about like, I have to take care of my other kids because you don't think about it, but he's like, all these kids are 3 years apart or a year apart. There's 3 of them. They're obviously closer than I was with the motherfucker. They talk every single day. Like that shit's not just people emphasize the parents' loss. It's like these motherfuckers was day to day their whole entire life. That's all they knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was sad. Random thoughts, also kind of a topic. I know you guys called it because it's Jake's favorite rapper. Joe Budden went on a tangent for his tax stone. And at first I was kind of thinking like, yo, like, I don't know if I would ever respond to somebody in jail because they're already in jail and tax stone's going to be in jail for pretty much his life at this point. And then I was just like, yo, I'm glad somebody said it, dog. Because people glorify bad behavior. Tax stone's he was an asshole and he was acting like an asshole. He was bullying somebody he called pussy 1,000,000 times. He's chasing him around, ran down on him or ran into him, got into an interaction, and then he killed somebody or somebody got killed. Like, it's a situation that could have been avoidable. And even when that happens, you're still talking crazy. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and learn your lesson. We don't have to keep rewarding such bad mindsets, such negative, bad mindsets. And that shit was interesting where you had some zingers. He said, you're a worker for the state now. But we also said you're a worker for fucking depopulation of black people. And like those kind of mindsets are fucking like, yo, everything doesn't have to be kill or be killed. It doesn't. And if you are the bigger man, you feel like you're tougher than somebody and they're not going to do anything, then why be the aggressor? Just let them be pussy. You don't have to prove somebody else's pussy. If you know they're pussy, let them be pussy.
Yeah, I feel like I see both sides of the argument. Maybe I'm a little biased towards tax, but I feel like Tax did what he said he would do in that situation, and he gotta face the consequences of what the fuck he said he would do. Was Joe wrong? Not necessarily. Um, I guess if I don't even know what he was responding to.
Yeah, I
but,
mean,
yeah, I didn't see what the fuck Tax said, but it was just it was to me random. But like I said, I don't even know what the fuck Tax said. But I feel like as far as glorifying, I mean, we glorify that shit all the time by these guys' record sales and listening to their music. So I mean, I guess that's a contradiction on the consumer part, but yeah, I mean, I'm not here to say Tax don't deserve to be in jail, because if he murders somebody and that's the laws, I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, I don't. Fucked up situation. Somebody died. Somebody's in jail for 30 plus years. Another guy's going to jail, leaving his children behind. Shitty situation. Another young lady, innocent bystander, gets shot. It was just a fucked up situation.
Dylan, did Paxton just say something recently?
Well, from what I got out of it, he had said something about him mentioning that he was inspired, or his show was inspired by Combat Jack, and no mention of Taxstone. Which is, if that's the case, that's corny as well.
Yeah,
and I don't really agree with Joe Biden. He went on like 4 different other rants, and I didn't agree with any of them. I don't. It's a bunch of guys trying to prove to a bunch of guys that they're the realest guy, and nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody. At the end of the day,
gives a fuck. You know what we call?
But we don't care.
You see a old tough guy now, you don't like them. You're not like, oh, that's cool. You see a 55-year-old still puffing his chest out. He's a bum. He's a loser.
Yeah.
No successful old heads puffing their chest out, talking about they was the toughest on it. Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. That's the loser old head that's still on the block talking to 22-year-olds. Don't give a fuck about that shit.
I listened to a little bit of the podcast for the first time in a long time. I noticed they added that disclaimer at the beginning saying this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
And I like that, because it's like, at least you're acknowledging that all this tough talk or whatever, it's just for people to, but people still watch it and they think it's real.
Like I said, we love the content. Bullshit, but we love the content.
I thought you would have liked it, Jake, because it said he was going on his rant and he was saying, after I got into that argument with you on the podcast, remember the joint he stormed out on Taxstone shit? So I went around the corner and fought your mans, and then you tweeted about how like we fought. And then I went on Reddit and they posted the tweets. Taxstone was like, "Yo, Joe just fought my man so-and-so, and he gave him this, or he had his hands full with him, so I definitely wouldn't rumble Joe." I was like, "That's a funny tweet." I would have been said that shit years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I ain't know about it either.
It's a funny tweet. Jake, you got a random thought?
Yeah, I don't really have one, so I'm just gonna circle back to the love languages thing. I've recently been feeling like maybe the love languages tells you 2 things, like both what you like and then what you need to work on. I think that everybody has the ability to express and receive love in each of the different love languages. I think the ones that are the hardest for you have probably been blocked off by something that did or did not happen in your life. So like, I think it's because I think it sets you up for failure to say, this is my way. You have to do this way, or else I can't feel it or give it, right? Unless it's in this way that I'm good at giving or good at receiving, and you've got to compromise to make mine work. I think that gets a little too narrow. I think yes, know what your partner's strengths are, but also it's the individual's responsibility to say, okay, well, I'm not good at this one. Let me see why.
Right.
And try and open that one out. And I feel like that's maybe, I don't know if that's in the book. I haven't read the book in a long time, but I feel like that might be an important piece.
Yeah, I wish I could find a test and because I'm pretty sure there's more languages that was there than what was said, but
it was like 5, right?
Yeah, it was 5. I can't remember them. Here we go. Quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation, and personal touch. So this is my shit. 29% quality time, 0% receiving gifts, 23% acts of service, 23% words of affirmation, and then 26% physical touch. And so apparently I don't give a fuck about gifts, but quality time, touch, words, and acts of service is my shit.
It sounds like they're all spread out.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Mine was spread. Now that I'm looking back, they are pretty spread out.
Which I think is nice. I feel like it wouldn't be uncommon to see guys who have mostly touch.
Yeah,
And I think that's probably an easy answer.
yeah. But it ain't like we just click it. It's like we're answering the fucking test. You know how they go.
Yeah, I've done it before. But I mean, don't you know? Don't you kind of know when you're clicking it? Like,
Yeah, but I feel like in that moment, like it's just between me and her. Like I don't have nobody to spice it up for and shit. So I was just like, it would be an answer like receive a gift, hold hands, or fucking whatever else the third question is. It'd be like, I'd rather hold hands than whatever. So yeah,
This test cracked me up. When I first got into sales, there was this big sales aptitude test that they just started doing that like swept the industry.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking it. I'm like, it's so fucking obvious what answers they want you to give here.
Right.
Like, it's so fucking obvious. Like, yo, if you're this close to a sale, do you go for the close? Do you tell the client to circle back in 2 weeks and take your time? Or you just hang up the phone? It's like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? You know, like, so dumb. But yeah, all right. Anything else?
No.
I think the never mind. Yeah.
No, let's hear it, man.
Abraham in the Bible was circumcised at 99 years old. That's kind of
damn. That's wild. He waited that long.
Their calendars were like all fucked up because I mean, 99. One dude lived like 218.
218.
Wednesday.
That shit probably went by days, not years. Dog.
Right? He's 99 days old.
They had to grow up fast.
They didn't have no calendars back then. It's fucking Wednesday.
He's 99. He's getting his dick chopped. I don't even know if I have a dick left at 99.
That's crazy.
Views from a chair. Till next time.